Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Crypto Invest. I hope you had a great weekend. Today is Sunday here in California. I had a pretty busy weekend, but here I am back in action. So today I want to give you a quick update on the Bitcoin price action. But before I do that, I do want to talk about Ethereum as well. There has been a lot of positive news came out from Ethereum, but of course the last couple weeks, the focus is on Bitcoin because of the upcoming hard fork or the news coming out, and the price action has been pretty fantastic. But I do want to talk about Ethereum and give you a good overview of what is happening. Before I move forward, please remember this is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice. So let's get into it. So I am at the ethereumfoundation.org website, and this is the DEFCON 3 landing page that you're looking at, and it has concluded as of yesterday, November 4, 2017 in Cancun, Mexico. Of course, all the links will be in the description below, and you can certainly go on the website to get a feel of who was there, what were they talking about. But there's one major thing that I think just don't receive enough coverage, and I want to make sure that you are aware of that. So right off the bat, Vitalik Buterin announced that his biggest priority at the moment is to solve the scaling issue for Ethereum, and he had put something called the modest proposals, and in that proposal he has chosen shutting at the way that Ethereum will move forward to solve the scaling solution. So let me take a step back. Similar to Bitcoin, Ethereum does have a scaling issues as well. So mainly because there are a lot of more transactions on the network, more than what the network can handle. So that causes a scaling issues. So if you ever purchase coins from Ethereum from Coinbase, sometimes you will see the notification that it's gonna have some delays settlement because of the network delay, and that typically caused by scaling issues. And scaling issue can cause by just natural transaction on the network or because of the increased amount of ICOs, and that also causes congestion as well. Now, a lot of people just like to say that Bitcoin has scaling issues, but I think it is important to note that I would say most of the cryptocurrencies that you are looking at on your screen on CoinMarketCap, if they get to a certain level of market cap like Ethereum, which is at almost $30 billion US, and Bitcoin at 126 billion, you are going to get some level of scaling issues. So unless some of these cryptocurrencies have thought of that ahead of time and have learned from Ethereum and Bitcoin, they are going to face the same issue if they get big enough. And if you follow Andreas Antonopoulos, he's a very good guy of explaining Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies overall in layman terms. This is an older speech earlier this year by Andreas Antonopoulos, where he explained the whole concept of, if any cryptocurrency get big enough like Bitcoin, they are going to experience some of the issue that Bitcoin is currently experiencing. And very rightfully so, Ethereum starting to see some of that because they are getting big enough now. So I'll leave a link to this video, very short video, 7 minutes and 56 seconds. Totally worth your time, so highly recommend it. For Ethereum scaling solution, there has been quite a few proposals put out over the last few months. The big one that you have heard of is sharding and plasma, and Vitalik recognized that to solve Ethereum scaling problems, any solution that they are going to implement, it's going to be a multi-year solution. So it's not going to be solved overnight. So I think that he is very realistic about the current state of Ethereum. So at the DEFCON 3 conference, Vitalik has spoken about the fact that he and his team have been working quietly behind the scenes regarding to how to solve the scaling issues for Ethereum, and he has put together something called a modest proposals, and in that proposal, the heart of the way that he thinking about how to solve the scaling issue is called sharding. So sharding is gonna be the solution that the team will implement going forward, and that seems to be the main big thing coming out from the conference. And also, he touched base on a little bit about other side projects of Ethereum. So in terms of the EVM or the Ethereum virtual machines, where the machine's language will basically compile all the smart contract code and communicate them to different nodes in the network. But that is not his priority at the moment. Like I said, solving the scaling issue is his priority, and sharding is going to be the name of the game. So if you are not familiar with what sharding is, so I will leave the link to this below. So sharding is basically a method of dividing the data set and distribute the data over multiple servers or shards. So each shard is an independent database, and collectively the shards make up a single logical database. So this is a really technical document that if you want to get into it, certainly welcome to do so. But I just want to give you a high level. So the example they give here is basically if you have a 1 terabyte data file here that you need to compile or process, it's gonna be eventually way more efficient and faster if you can divide that 1 terabyte over, say, 4 different servers, and each server in this example it's gonna be a 256 gigabyte that they can handle pieces of that 1 terabyte, and this whole thing can make up the 1 terabyte original file. So it is basically a way for the Ethereum network to divide and distribute the file across the network. That's how I look at it. I know my explanation doesn't do it justice, so please feel free to take a look at this article. So in terms of Ethereum price action, as you can see on the screen, the market definitely not factor any of the news about Ethereum into the price, in my opinion. So if you look at on your screen, Ethereum has been struggling to clear the $310, and they have been trying to do that quite a few times now, starting from all the way back to 1024. And it does seem that it is definitely moving sideways at the moment. It seems that we've been bouncing between the 280 or so, and then we've been stopped out at about 310. And I know this can be frustrating, especially that, for a lot of us, including myself, that are very bullish in Ethereum. But let's not forget that a lot of this is because of Bitcoin is sucking in all the attention at the moment. So we may not see any meaningful movement from Ethereum until the whole hard fork of Bitcoin is over. However, if you look at Ethereum over the long haul, it has been doing fantastic. And of course, I'm currently on a 1 hour chart. So each of the candlestick represent 1 hour. So if you want to move out to a larger time scale, say on a daily, you will see that Ethereum have a fantastic ride this year so far. It's up by quite a bit already. So you really need to zoom out and understanding that Ethereum have quite a run, and it definitely, from a high level, it definitely, a pause is healthy in my opinion before it can move forward. To me, Ethereum is good where they are. I like it to be where it is. I like to accumulate more Ethereum, so I definitely don't want Ethereum price to run up because I selfishly want to accumulate more Ethereum. So that's how you should think about it. Ethereum is on sale at the moment, especially compared to what it were at around $400, and it was back in the summer, June of this year, and then it tried to hit that again in about 2 months ago, back in the end of August. So definitely on sale at the moment. That's how I see it. Moving on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, as you know, has an amazing run. So here we are on the 1 hour chart. So each candle again is 1 hour. You can see that Bitcoin has been a phenomenal run. If you zoom out a little bit, it looks kind of scary in my opinion. It definitely looks, the speed up with the price increase is escalating and is almost to the parabolic movement. I mean, you can see here that Bitcoin is hitting an all-time high at around 7,600, and ever since it's trying to clear that level multiple times already. So can that go forward? I'm not sure yet. However, we do know that the SegWit 2x hard fork is still 10 days away, and in crypto land 10 days is quite a long time. So I think we can see a lot more price action in Bitcoin. And certainly over the next over the next few days, Bitcoin's still gonna steal the headlines, in my opinion. Moving on to SEC with 2x futures, it's currently trading at 1500 at the moment. So this is the future contract price. Of course, this is just a speculative derivative of what the SEC with coin will be. So we have no idea what it's gonna be trading at. But currently, the future market is currently at $1,500. So in my opinion, the higher this number gonna go, the higher Bitcoin gonna go, because then people are gonna factor that price into the Bitcoin price, because they are going to get a 1-to-1 ratio of the new SEC with 2x coin, and also a for every Bitcoin that they're currently holding. So the higher the SEC with future value gonna trading, it's gonna cause more demand for Bitcoin at the moment. So that's my take on that. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice, so definitely do your own due diligence. That's all I have for you in this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or you find that it is helpful, please leave a like button, because your like does help other people find this channel. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And with that, thank you so much for watching again, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.